continue to develop the indigenous capabilities, and a significant growth in the qualified HR has been noticed in the past. However, most of the joint programs that we started with the design and development in mind eventually culminated as code production programs, because, ladies and gentlemen, achievement of the design level is an extremely uphill as well as a complex task. But fortunately, we have to remember that we have been able to get overall PF has been able to achieve the great RO capability, and design level capability is required and wanting to go to the next level. Fortunately, sir, with the current Parks and Airports leadership, we got the renewed direction, and we started to bring together a very competent team comprising more than 30 PhD qualified officers of Parks and Air Force. We also co-opted members from the industry and national landscape in the various specialized domains to assist us where we required those capabilities. Chief of the Air Staff gave us the grand objectives, which are flashed on the screen. First and foremost important is the growth of aerospace and IT industry. Secondly, another core objective is to gain the design level, which is the required step to be able to become an OEM. Also, we were directed to consolidate the existing PF organic setup. So a step-by-step, but a fast-paced approach was to be undertaken as directed to formulate those documents that were critically required to make this leap forward. Those documents included a very comprehensive concept document. It also included technology development roadmaps and the implementation strategy, as well as the formulation of detailed procedures. And sir, in the interest of time, I will not be able to go over the more details, but would just flash before your good self the contents of these documents just to give you an idea that how men and women of the Parks Air Force and national team members have been contributing to this tremendous effort. So we'll only be able to give you an idea of how much of effort has gone into it that has helped us see the day that you will experience today, inshallah. So overall, PF leadership set the target to achieve indigenous design level capability with a focus on growth of aerospace and IT industry. As I mentioned, I will only briefly go through the contents of these documents that are formulated to just give the audience an idea of how much work has been undertaken. The concept document comprises more than 8 volumes as well as 64 chapters, and these volumes have different types of information required to contemplate the projects of the magnitude. First and foremost, we took the concept document review part of it, which gives us an overview of the concept formulation process. We then move on to the various industry-related forecasts from the IT and aerospace to see how the global trends are progressing. We then also started to analyze what is the capability within Pakistan Air Force, tri-services, and academia and other institutions. Having done the stock taking, we also did the analysis of what the global community is doing to progress their industries. And finally, we brought together the concept of NASTAP, that part of it will be shared with you by me today. Because we knew that it will be a huge undertaking, a very prolific 6th volume only talks about the planning part. How are these big undertakings will be planned? And you can see from just the sheer magnitude and number of chapters that we dedicated with the specialists in and out to formulate those procedures and strategies as to how we will proceed. This is again the content of the planning part. And then we also formulated the operationalization strategy. Once formulated, how we will operationalize, because making an infrastructure, making a design center is not an end and objective. The end objective is what has been already given to us by the leadership of the Pakistan Air Force. So we made the operationalization plans. And again, these are some of the chapters from the same. So this is the complete list of 64 chapters that have gone into this prolific document that we formulated under the clear direction of the leadership of Pakistan Air Force. Next document that I want to very briefly touch upon is the technology development roadmap. This is the fundamental document that you cannot move without having a very articulated milestones and step-by-step processes. How would the core capabilities be developed? And these again require very specialized people from the respective domains. TDR leads to the systematic design and development of key technologies, and we consider it as a living document because the pace of technology and the changes of technology have to be kept pace with, and it has to be therefore revised periodically. So, to just give you an example of what kind of technology development roadmaps we have formulated, on top you will see the capability development in a simulator's domain, and bottom you see the projects. And we have planned this for 10 years for more than 12 technology divisions of NASTA and to be developed over the next 10 years. So you can imagine each of these roadmaps, how much of effort has gone into it and how they have to be implemented. Again, I will briefly touch upon the contents of this particular document. The TDR formulation process is given, then analysis of existing capabilities is again revisited, and we talk about the NASTA systems and key technologies. What are the key technology areas that we are going to focus to gain that design level capability? We identified very important key technology areas and prioritized them to be developed in NASTA technology divisions. And these are the divisions that are highlighted before you in which we are currently progressing. And inshallah, most of them you'll be visiting today, and in coming times, the rest of them, some of them are being established at other places. And human resource is the linchpin for all these undertakings. We touched upon this topic in concept document as well as in the technology development roadmaps. And again, a very pragmatic implementation plan. Sir, I would like to take just 30 seconds on this particular slide. That implementation plan is very important. We're embarking upon a journey that has to be calibrated from time to time. We have applied mid-course corrections. So we did not plan 10 years in one go, but we planned stage-wise plan. First 2 years, we will do these projects and these technologies. Then another 4 years, this will be done, and these will be the targets for the next 4 years, and that is how we formulated this implementation strategy. Last but not the least, sir, I would like to submit to you that we have also formulated very comprehensive set of documents that are going to give us the requisite procedures. Again, I'm going to just flash the categories of those procedure manuals in front of you, just give you an idea. These documents have helped us tremendously achieve what we'll be submitting to your kind self today. So, the audience might be wondering, how would these documents help this team to achieve it? As I mentioned, at the beginning there was a team, and we'll continue to pop members, and Pakistan Air Force Specialist started to come in, and it gave us a complete understanding of sequencing it, in what steps and how to plan infrastructure, how to plan our human resource development, training programs, what kind of certification are required. All the homework became very clear to our team, and we were fortunate. At the end, we always say, the great blessing of Allah comes together to help us. Where are our deficiencies? He helps us and guides us to meet that. So this was the second part. Now I'll move to the practical implementation and just give an overview of what we have set forth under the direction of the Pakistan Air Force leadership. We started to do 3 technoparks in Rawalpindi, Karachi, and Lahore, and one mothership flagship project as the National Aerospace Cluster of Pakistan at Kamra. Development of 3 technoparks in Rawalpindi, Karachi, and Lahore has been initiated, and Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we are blessed to have the honor to witness the launch Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan and military leadership today. Concurrently, development work was started on the NASAP Kamra. Maximum support has been provided by highest Pakistan Air Force office, and work of NASAP Alpha Division completed in 1 year and will be presented today. It is my profound privilege to acknowledge that all projects have been very closely supervised by no less than the Chief of the Pakistan Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, now let me share with you a glimpse of how did we went on to implementing these programs. If you see in these slides, you will find some people in blue uniform, you find some people in the civilian dress. These are the specialists from aerospace, urban planning, architecture, and so many other disciplines, and they sit together in innumerable meetings to define the contours of that infrastructure and design centers that will be required to meet our requirements and achieve the design level. And I'm happy to report that this team has come together and we have been able to prepare a very comprehensive set of master plans will give us the design centers, training centers, and the private sector coming together on one place and creating that thriving ecosystem of the technoparks which are required for design, development, as well as innovation. Sir, to further orientate you about the project that you'll be witnessing today, this NASTEP chapter that you'll be inaugurating today, and we'll have the honor to witness that, it is called NASTEP Alpha. We have chosen to call Alpha because Allah starts with Alpha. First letter of the Urdu and Arabic alphabet or Alpha. And Alpha is also very popular among the technology companies. So we chose this name to have the blessing, and NASTEP Alpha is used to number the building from Alpha 1 to Alpha 11. And various divisions, as have been indicated on the chart, are presented over there. This technopark is beautifully separated into 3 campuses. The first and foremost campus where we're sitting right now, this we call the private sector enclave, where the private sector companies from Pakistan as well as allied countries, training division, and so many other things are represented. The second campus that you will be visiting is called as NASTEP Alpha Cyber, AI, IT campus. There you will be meeting the people from the cyber, IT, and the information and software development domain. The third and the biggest campus that we have, we call it NASTEP Alpha Aerospace Campus, where the technology divisions in the aircraft, space, and other technologies are represented. So you will witness today that we have achieved the first objective set forth by Chief of the Air Staff to consolidate the existing R&D capability of PF organic setups that will be displayed to you yourself, sir, during the presentation today. So let me also take the privilege to apprise that it has been deeply an honor for the NASTEP team to have always been guided by none other than the Chief of the Air Staff, our principal staff officers. They have been visiting, and frequent briefs have been given to the Chief of the Air Staff and been given regular direction as to how to proceed. Even before this inauguration ceremony, we have had countless visits by the Chief of the Air Staff, which we've been able to improve all the things very comprehensively. May I also kindly submit to you itself, the next coming park is NASTEP Sierra Karachi. This is being established at Shahrai Faisal. It's a prime location, and this is much bigger than even this technopark. It has maximum capacity for the private sector. Some of the highlights of this NASTEP Sierra is flashed before the audience. So may I also submit that the third technopark in series, inshallah, will be coming, is called NASTEP Delta Lahore. This is again a huge technopark. In that technopark, we have dedicated to IT industry. We are establishing a NASTEP Institute of IT and so many other training centers, and with the joint venture and with the Pakistan Air Force and the Tri-Services support, we are going to establish this as a 9.18 acres and more than 300,000 square feet of areas available. Some of the highlights of this technopark are flashed before the audience. So, after launching these 3 technoparks, we will go back to mothership, the flagship National Aerospace Cluster of Pakistan, which is being established at Kam. And because it's a huge undertaking, and again the clear direction, we are proceeding in a practical approach, and we are establishing phase 1, which is highlighted in front of you, and I'll give you some more salients in following slides. This is the biggest technopark that has more than 700,000 square feet of covered area. It has spanned over 120 acres, and an additional 50 acres is designated for the first ever aviation and aerospace campus of the Air University to provide that academia and linkages right at the spot. So may I have the honor to submit to you the strategic aspect of this project NASTEP, which is the requisite design center, lab, cybersecurity, HPC, etc. It is called ADIC, Aerospace Design Innovation Center. It has more than 10 design centers, 25 labs, and HPC center. It has more than 500,000 square feet of covered area, which is bigger than this entire technopark. And EDIC will be the nerve center of all the national and international collaboration with more than 2,000 design specialists. We have the honor to have representation from Baykar. We have the Turkish aerospace industry. We have our colleagues from China. We are going to make this a nerve center for all collaborations, national as well as international. And I'm honored to apprise to you that this Technopark, National Alpha, Kama, and Sierra, Karachi, and Lahore all have been declared special technology zones. And I'm very thankful to the chair STZ also, who is present in the audience. So Kamra has been, it is also very important for me to highlight that Kamra has been designated as Aerospace Design Innovation Center by the leadership of the Pakistan Air Force. Furthermore, sir, it is also my privilege to kindly submit to you that having successfully launched this Nasta Alpha and making great progress on the other 3 technoparks, the worthy Chief of Air Staff has also ordered the launch of Phase 2, which has been immediately launched, and Phase 3 is in the making. And we are now making progress in additional technoparks in Kamra, Karia, and second location Karachi. More than 200,000 square feet area is being added. That would be, inshallah, sufficient to bring 250 small, medium enterprises in the IT and aerospace domain. In short, PF leadership has directed launch of Phase 2 as well as Phase 3 of this project. It is also my privilege to admit, sir, that there is a huge organizational management structure that has been in place to manage a complex project like this. And our team of parts, which is at the top, headed by the Chief of the Air Staff of Pakistan Air Force. Just to give the audience an idea of how complex these organizational charts are, how complex departments and their sub-departments are in all the technology divisions, this has been undertaken with the specialists, domain experts, with an effort of 6 months. Furthermore, these organizational structures would not work efficiently alone. They have to be connected with the national landscape, the institutions, with the tri-services. That is what also is being undertaken. Sir, I'm sure that you will be pleased to know that we have been making an entire effort to focus on national youth, because that is our future. Sir, we are blessed to have more than 64% of our population under the age of 29, and this project and these kinds of projects by the Pakistan Air Force and by the great initiative of tri-services and the SCFC that I will mention in the end, I'm sure that we're going to tap this youth and give them the requisite resources and mentorship to go to the next level. We have been given job opportunities, and these are some of our flagship students and officers that will be presenting their projects to you today. And first and foremost, another important flagship project that I also want to highlight is that graduates at all levels from universities graduate, but they sometimes require industry-level skill sets that are not provided in the academia. Therefore, we are establishing 4 flagship institutes in the IT, aviation maintenance training, flight safety training, and engineering to make these national youth as the industry ready and be able to become stars in the future. I'm very happy to report, sir, that first time in the history of Pakistan, 75 years, we have been able to work together with an Italian partner and we will bring the first real EASA certified campus to Pakistan that will give the B2 degrees to our graduates to improve their job prospects with Pakistan as well as international market, which is really looking forward to more technicians. And there's a forecast that more than 600,000 technicians are required in this particular region. We also kindly submit that in this park today, you'll be witnessing the first ever vertical incubator, National Incubation Center for the aerospace technologies, which is the collaboration of Ministry of IT, National Space Science and Technology Park, and the private sector. And Ministry of IT has provided us with more than 1 billion rupees of funding, which is again largest in the history of the country. We are also establishing the cyber and IT focus vertical, because if I may kindly submit to you, sir, that our cyber capacity and capability has come long ways. And we have attained the leadership in this particular domain, which is extremely essential for the national level as a service level. We are collaborating with the tri-services, and the details will be shared with you when you will be visiting the second campus of our project. We have also partnered with some private sector companies to bring in the co-working spaces, which is an addition to the already existing incubators. Another major area that I want to also highlight is the fruits of and outcomes of the collaborations that we have been undertaking with various countries, and special mention of Turkey at this stage. So we are happy to partner with the cyber and IT big company of Turkey called Cryptech, and the Cyber Koza. It's also again a Turkish company to establish the various incubation centers in cyber and IT domain and jointly develop various products. We have signed joint venture agreement, and the CEO of this company will be meeting you today, inshallah, at the Cyber Koza premises. Sir, what the CEO of the made in visit to Biocare Technologies in June of 2021, and we took a very aggressive approach, and we went all the way. And today we are honored that the CTO of this company, Mr. Saluk, is with us, and we have come long ways in the progress in this particular domain, which is UAVs, giant loitering munitions, and so on and so forth. Will also be presented this particular domain as well. I'm honored to have Mr. Orzain, the Turkish Aerospace Industry Vice President, who's among us, and he has traveled all the way to be part of this ceremony. We are doing the strategic projects with the Turkish Aerospace Industry Collaboration. NASA Space Division, in collaboration with ITU, establishing the FEVER CubeSat is being developed. This will be smallest in its category. And we also, sir, executed the first ever joint working group and industrial expo for the Pakistan's private sector in this January. More than 40 companies and 5 universities of Pakistan presented their projects to our colleagues and friends from Turkey. This brings me to the end of my presentation, where I have the honor and privilege to present to you the strategic project, which is the strategic vision of the Chief of the Air Staff, and which is called the Project PFX, Pakistan Fighter Program. With the with collaborations already in place with the brotherly countries, we feel very well poised that we will, inshallah, utilizing the capabilities in the form of Aerospace Design Innovation Center, we will be able to, inshallah, achieve the great results in the coming days in implementation of the technology development roadmaps and so on and so forth. In the next 2 minutes, I will quickly show you the inside of this particular strategic asset that Pakistan Air Force has built in NASA. Design centers are the core capabilities of this building. There are more than 10 design centers being established, and they will give us the capability to develop all those projects. So to conclude my presentation, I must first of all admit that the Chief of the Air Staff has very closely monitored the NASTA progress, undertaking countless visits, inspections and briefings on a very regular basis. And so we are very indeed honored for this patronage and guidance to all of us. Well-known models of design, R&D and innovation have applied at the national level with the NASTA platform, and project has entered a very well-defined rollout phase. We are also extending our special thanks and support to the Special Technology Authority at this critical juncture that they have worked day and night with us to give us the special technology zone status to all 4 technoparks of NASTA. Ministry of IT, PSA, Ignite and PITB have extended us great amount of support, and without it we would not have achieved what we have seen so far. Ministry of Planning, I am very thankful to the Honorable Planning Minister, Sir, that we have been able to get all this support from the Planning Commission. And HEC and FTTC are really our patrons, and because we're connecting all the training centers and institutions with the national pipeline to bring in the raw HR and make them ministry ready. So we have the patronage of the Education Commission and so on. So in the very end, I would like to make a very special mention of a great initiative by the Honorable Prime Minister, Sir, and for the Chief of the Army Staff. Sir, it is my profound privilege to acknowledge that as the first ever and biggest motivating engine and vision for Pakistan's prosperity, SAFC has come at the right time. And it will inshallah open the door for FDI, which is much needed for the country. We also believe that you have been presented right now, inshallah you will be witnessing the visit plan. You will be able to acknowledge that NASTEP is well placed to deliver according to this national mandate, along with the tri-services. And we believe that IFC is well poised to bring major FDI to Pakistan. Sir, it is a profound privilege once more time. I really appreciate you taking out the time and honoring us today with your graceful presence. I'm also very thankful to the Chief of the Army Staff and our distinguished guests for honoring us and providing us with this opportunity to showcase what has been going on for the last 1 year under the umbrella of Pakistan Air Force and current leadership of Pakistan Air Force. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک کی افتتاحی تقریب راولپنڈی سے آپ براہ راست ملاحظہ کر رہے ہیں. وزیر اعظم محمد شہباز شریف تقریب میں بطور مہمان خصوصی موجود ہیں. مسلح افواج کے سربراہان، وفاقی وزراء اور اعلیٰ سول و ملٹری حکام بھی تقریب میں شریک ہیں. نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک قومی اور اسٹریٹجک اہمیت کا منصوبہ ہے جس سے کثیر جہتی فوائد حاصل ہوں گے. آپ کو یہ بتاتے چلیں کہ نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس ٹیکنالوجی پارک ایک قومی اور اسٹریٹجک اہمیت کے منصوبے کے طور پر جو ملک کے لیے کئی جہتی فوائد حاصل کرے گا. منصوبہ پاکستان میں تکنیکی ترقی کی حوصلہ افزائی کرے گا اور نوجوانوں اور آنے والی نسل کو ایک پلیٹ فارم مہیا کر کے پاکستان کی خود انحصاری کے سفر میں اہم سنگ میل ثابت ہوگا. نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک انڈسٹری اکیڈیمیا لنکیج قائم کرے گا. منصوبہ ایویشن، اسپیس اور سائبر کے میدانوں میں ڈیزائن، تحقیق، ترقی اور اختراع کو فروغ دینے کے لیے ضروری عناصر کا ایکو سسٹم فراہم کرے گا. پاک فضائیہ کے سربراہ کی انتھک کاوشوں اور فارمی اسٹاف کے تعاون سے یہ منصوبہ ریکارڈ مدت میں مکمل کیا گیا ہے. اس وقت نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک کی افتتاحی تقریب راولپنڈی میں جاری ہے. وزیر اعظم محمد شہباز شریف تقریب میں بطور مہمان خصوصی موجود ہیں. آپ کو یہ بھی بات سربراہان، وفاقی وزراء اور اعلیٰ سول و ملٹری حکام بھی تقریب میں شریک ہیں. نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک قومی اسٹریٹجک اہمیت کا منصوبہ ہے جس سے کثیر جہتی فوائد حاصل ہوں گے. نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک ایک قومی اور اسٹریٹجک اہمیت کے منصوبے کے طور پر جو ملک کے لیے کثیر جہتی فوائد حاصل کرے گا. منصوبہ پاکستان میں تکنیکی ترقی کی حوصلہ افزائی کرے گا اور نوجوانوں اور آنے والی نسلوں کو ایک پلیٹ فارم مہیا کر کے پاکستان کی خود انحصاری کے سفر میں اہم سنگ میل ثابت ہوگا. نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک انڈسٹری اکیڈیمی لنکیج قائم کرے گا. یہ منصوبہ ایویشن، اسپیس اور سائبر کے میدانوں میں ڈیزائن، تحقیق، ترقی اور اختراع کو فروغ دینے کے لیے ضروری عناصر کا ایکو سسٹم فراہم کرے گا. پاک فضائیہ کے سربراہ کی کاوشوں اور چیف آف آرمی اسٹاف کے تعاون سے یہ منصوبہ ریکارڈ مدت میں مکمل کیا گیا ہے. نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک کی افتتاحی تقریب اس وقت راولپنڈی میں جاری ہے۔ وزیر اعظم محمد شہباز شریف بھی تقریب میں موجود ہیں اور مہمان خصوصی وہ اس تقریب میں شرکت کے لیے یہاں پر آئے ہیں۔ مسلح افواج کے سربراہان، وفاقی وزراء اور اعلیٰ سول و ملٹری حکام بھی اس وقت تقریب میں شریک ہیں۔ نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی قومی اور اسٹریٹجک اہمیت کا منصوبہ ہے، اس سے کثیر جہتی فوائد حاصل ہوں۔ اس وقت نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس اینڈ ٹیکنالوجی پارک کی افتتاحی تقریب راولپنڈی میں جاری ہے۔ وزیر اعظم محمد شہباز شریف تقریب میں بطور مہمان خصوصی موجود ہیں۔ آپ کو اس منصوبے کے حوالے سے بتاتے چلیں، نیشنل ایروسپیس سائنس ٹیکنالوجی پارک ایک قومی اور اسٹریٹجک اہمیت کا منصوبہ ہے جو کہ ملک کے لیے کثیر جہتی فوائد حاصل کرے گا۔ یہ منصوبہ پاکستان تکنیکی ترقی حوصلہ افزائی کرے گا اور نوجوانوں اور آنے والی نسلوں کو ایک پلیٹ فارم مہیا کر کے پاکستان خود انحصاری کے سفر میں ایک اہم سنگ میل ثابت ہوگا۔